From the NBC4 studios, this is NBC4 at 5, working for you.
And she was a very sweet girl. Family and friends of dancer Catherine Woods make their way home for her funeral while the investigation focuses on a former boyfriend.
Can you tell us anything at all about what happened?
We'll tell you about a new turn in Woods' murder investigation.
And an inconceivable crime. A man and his friends have sex with his 13-year-old relative. Why more victims could be out there.
And a local middle school student is in trouble with police after allegedly making dangerous threats against his fellow students and a teacher.
And a local middle schooler is charged with aggravated menacing and inducing panic after allegedly threatening classmates and a teacher on a popular teen website.
Erin Tate is live right now in the newsroom with that story. Erin?
Well, Monique, the school says this is the first time it's ever had to handle such violent threats, even before knowing who those threats were coming from. School officials said they met immediately with police over Thanksgiving even to boost those security strategies. 14-year-old Adam Retterer is an involved student at Carr Middle School in Dublin, an athlete participating on both the wrestling team and the football team. But police also say he was the teenager posting threatening messages in a chat room on Zynga.com under the heading Murder Thoughts.
You know, the kids obviously that had been on the website knew, but at some point parents found out and we started getting calls about it.
Last Tuesday, the school was notified.
We were very concerned. We had information that said that they were going to harm other students and the teacher, so we took it very seriously.
The threats were directed towards specific people, and parents were told of the incident in a letter from the school this week. Police were able to trace the violent comments to Retterer, and Wednesday searched his home. They said they found no weapons Retterer allegedly claimed to have. NBC4 tried to talk to his family, but they were unwilling. Police say they, like other parents, should monitor more closely their child's time on the web.
Parents really need to keep an eye on what their kids are doing on the internet.
Retterer could be disciplined at Carr Middle School after a hearing soon with school officials. And coming up tonight at 6, police tell us how they were able to track down the source of those threats. Live in the newsroom, I'm Erin Tate for NBC4.
Thank you, Erin. And you can read the letter that was sent home to parents on our website, NBC4i.com. Then click on News.
New information tonight about the sexual abuse in Licking County involving multiple suspects and a 13-year-old girl. NBC4 has learned there could be even more victims beside this young girl. Nancy Burton just back from Newark and is live in the newsroom. Nancy?
Cabot, the Licking County Sheriff's Office confirmed that it interviewed 2 more people today that may be victims in addition to this 13-year-old girl. Right now, 5 people are behind bars, all accused of sexually abusing the same girl.
68-year-old Joseph Saunders allegedly had sex with a 13-year-old Licking County girl and then paid her for it. His friend, 66-year-old Gary Bly, allegedly did the same thing.
The allegations are that they would give her money afterwards.
Captain Chad Dennis says the tale of this sexual abuse gets even worse in his view. Deputies say another friend, 26-year-old Trudy Smith, inappropriately touched the same girl, and so did Thomas Koss.
We'll set your bond in the amount of $250,000.
A relative, Andrew Kramer, is the only one charged with actually raping this teenage girl. Kramer allegedly confessed to sexually abusing his own relative beginning when the child was just 7 years old.
He admitted to a lot of the things that the female victim said, yeah.
Deputies say all 5 suspects were all aware that they were abusing this girl.
All the individuals that we've arrested were friends, excuse me, and have been friends for some time.
The disturbing details are outlined in these court documents. Just this morning, deputies got even more information.
We received phone calls this morning from 2 other individuals that I can't get into too much detail. We're still conducting interviews.
The Sheriff's Office says additional charges involving these suspects could be filed, but not today. At this point, the sheriff doesn't believe there are any additional suspects. Now, new tonight at 6, hear from the mother of one of the suspects who was at jail today.
Okay, we'll see you at 6, Nancy. Well, it was in the 70s just a couple of days ago. Oh, well, the weather has quickly turned to snow. Let's check in with Jim Ganal on this wintry turn. Jim?
Sort of a pesky, insignificant snow for us today. We can show you that on Doppler radar moving across the state most of the day. just wetting the pavement because our temperatures have been above freezing. The heavier snow bands are actually to the south of us, just north of the Ohio River. There'd be enough here to cause some slippery driving as we go to the evening. And this band west of Springfield is going to come right down Interstate 70. And because of that, we also could get some slippery driving here after dark in central Ohio, but no significant snow accumulation this time.
All right, thanks, Jim. Columbus police are still searching for a robbery suspect that got away from the scene of the crime early this morning. A police officer went to a trucking company on Sobeck Road after a report that two men were trying to break in. One of the suspects got away and is still missing. The other suspect is now in police custody. The police officer is now suffering from back injuries due to the chase.
We have new information tonight about the murder of an aspiring dancer originally from the Columbus area. 21-year-old Catherine Woods, daughter of OSU's marching band director, was found dead in her New York City apartment on Sunday. Holly Hollingsworth brings us up to date on Woods' two former boyfriends who have been interviewed by New York police.
Well, Manu, Catherine Woods will be remembered at a memorial service here in Columbus tomorrow. Meanwhile, the former boyfriend who she had reportedly lived with, who found her with her throat slashed, is reportedly back home in Columbus tonight.
Police in New York City say that young man, 23-year-old David Hahn, has been cooperating fully with their investigation. But the same cannot be said for another man who Catherine Woods had reportedly also been involved with. 25-year-old Paul Cortez is a personal trainer who worked at an upscale fitness club on Manhattan's Upper East Side. New York investigators say Woods and Cortez worked out together and dated, but that Woods had recently broken off that relationship. When reporters caught up with Cortez outside his East Harlem apartment, he refused to answer any questions, much the same approach as he's now been taking with New York police.
Are they still cooperating? Have they lawyered up? Can you give us anything on that?
Well, one of the individuals has an attorney.
The individual the New York police commissioner refers to is reportedly Paul Cortez. Catherine Woods, who aspired to dance on Broadway, had graduated from Worthington Kilbourne High School. After a struggle was heard by neighbors and she was found dead on Sunday, her family began to learn that Woods allegedly augmented her income by working as an exotic dancer. For his part, Cortez, the personal trainer, has denied any wrongdoing and expressed sadness to police after learning Woods had been killed.
Now, at this point, no arrests have been made in connection with the murder of Catherine Woods, but we will tell you why police are very interested in that personal trainer, Paul Cortez. That's coming up on NBC4 at 6. Reporting live, I'm Holly Hollingsworth, NBC4.
Thank you, Holly. With Rosa Parks' death still fresh in our minds, the nation is remembering her again today. This day marks the 50th anniversary of her arrest for refusing to give up her seat on a Montgomery, Alabama bus to a white man. Today, CODA is honoring Parks by reserving the front seat in her memory. Parks' demonstration helped spark the civil rights movement.
Well, heart disease kills millions of Americans every year.
And coming up, we'll tell you about the new technology that could save your life.
And a frightening moment as a helicopter comes crashing down, and it's all caught on tape.
Closing schools, it's an emotional issue for many taking center stage once again. I'll tell you where the latest public forum is being held coming up.
This NBC4 Rush Hour Report's brought to you by Elk & Elk, serious lawyers for serious injuries.
Every day, your body's natural defenses are challenged. But every morning, you can help strengthen them with delicious Dan Active. About 70% of your immune system is in your digestive tract. And Dan Active, with LKCI Defenses cultures, is clinically proven to help naturally strengthen your body's defense system, which can't hurt. Dan Active. Help strengthen your body's defenses.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
Right now, Columbus's continuous holiday music station is 94.7 FM, Sunny 95.
Get into the season. Experience the season's best sales event. Cadillac. Breakthrough. The
Visit your Cadillac dealer to take advantage of a season's best bonus offer. Residency restrictions apply.
Dirt Devil took America's best-selling broom vac and gave it a new beat. With a long battery life and more suction, you can sweep, then vac to clean in double time. And with 9 fresh color options, you can get one to match the rhythm of your life. The Dirt Devil Broom Vac, how you fight dirty.
Scary moments for Spain's opposition leader when the helicopter he was riding in crashes shortly after takeoff. The helicopter had just taken off from a bull ring in Móstoles. Seconds after clearing the outer wall of the ring, it began to spin, then crashed to the ground. Dozens of people ran to the downed chopper, pulling those aboard out. Rajoy was able to walk away from the accident.
A head-on collision killed 2 people and closed a major interstate for hours. Police in North Carolina say this vehicle exploded after the driver hit another car head-on, and both of those drivers died. It took more than 3 hours for police to reopen the roadway. Police are not sure why one driver was on the wrong side of the highway. No one else was injured.
A tow truck driver was killed this morning while servicing a broken-down Greyhound bus on a Baltimore interstate. Police say the driver was trying to hook the bus up to the tow when the bus rolled on top of him. No one was on the bus at the time. In fact, no one was on the bus at the time of that accident.
Today, the world is recognizing a global epidemic, HIV/AIDS. World AIDS Day was organized in 1988 after an international summit of health ministers. Here in Central Ohio, the Columbus AIDS Task Force is holding a candlelight vigil at 6 tonight on the Oval at the OSU campus. Organizers are calling on people to hold leaders accountable for their promise and commitment to fight the disease. Well, it is the #1 killer of Americans.
The doctor is in. We'll tell you about the new advances that could detect your heart disease before it's too late.
And one local school district could be closing down your child's school for good. And coming up, we'll tell you where you can get your opinions heard.
And cooler temperatures. Could more snow be in our future? Jim's got your forecast coming up.
The first time Mike Jackson, new at 5:30. A man faces justice for heading a scheme that costs local investors millions. New details as the construction is nearly complete, but an unexpected problem could keep the doors locked on a local jail. Plus, is a brazen jewelry heist part of a growing problem headed our way? That's all new at 5:30.
Hi, everybody. We're at Hamilton Family Station, sunny Okinawa, Japan.
We'd like to say hi to all of our friends and family in Toledo, Ohio.
Hi, Grandma. Hi, Grandma.
Tonight, an all-new ER will change lives. As one doctor takes a stand,
If I had waited for either one of you, she'd already be dead.
one is challenged.
With all due respect, Dr. Weaver.
And another will get married.
What?
I'm asking you now, Neela. Will you marry me today?
Today? We thought it was kind of crazy.
No one saw this coming.
I just want us to be together.
Be there for the wedding. An all-new ER tonight on NBC.
If you think everybody's driving a Toyota these days, you're not alone. With 14 different models to choose from, there really is something for everybody. With the quality you expect and the fuel efficiency you demand. Now get a new 06 Camry with 2.9 financing for 36 months. Or lease a new 06 Camry for $229 a month for 36 months with $23.99 due at signing. It's a great deal because it's a great car.
I think we're going to like it here.
That's Toyota value, moving you forward.
That is gorgeous. Is that new?
Yes, it is. I love it. He went to Jared.
Oh, Jared. Oh, I love this.
Oh, thank you. He went to Jared. Oh, these?
Mm-hmm.
He went to
Jared. Oh, of course he did.
From 14 to 18 karat, classic to contemporary, Jared simply offers more distinctive gold jewelry, which makes it easy to speak the language of gold.
Oh, hi, honey.
Fortunately, there's a Jared near you.
What?
Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry.
In a world besieged by boredom, a band of heroes unites to save the day from the everyday. Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus presents the greatest show on earth. This time, everyone gets in on the act.
Tickets are on sale now. Playing now through this Sunday. And come an hour before showtime for the free all-access pre-show.
Hundreds of parents and students are fighting to keep their schools open, and many of those Columbus School District families are having their voices heard. NBC4's David Wayne is live at the North Adult Education Center tonight with more. Dave?
And the task force wants to close as many as 13 schools. Budget constraints and declining enrollment are two of the main reasons they're looking at these issues. Most of these schools are elementary, however, two of them are middle schools. Now, before any final decision is made, the school board is holding these public meetings to get public input, from what people have to say about these decisions. This will be the second of 4 meetings. It's here tonight at the North Adult Education Center on Arcadia Avenue. 6 p.m. is the start time, a little less than 1 hour from now. The final meetings are next Monday and Wednesday. One will be at Lyndon McKinley High, the other at East High School. Reporting live, David Wayne, NBC4.
It is that time again on Saturday, December 17th at our NBC4 studios on Olentangy River Road. We, along with Columbus firefighters and volunteers, will be collecting toys for families in need this holiday season. During the past 10 days, Columbus firefighters have been gathering toys at the 2028 Williams Street station in South Columbus, where they have already distributed toys to 1,300 children in the Columbus area.
We're down in toys. They're well affordable to any family that they can go out and buy, and when you're buying stuff for your family, you can throw in something extra for firefighters for kids.
They've always come out in strong numbers for us, and we really appreciate if they continue to do that, because the need is even greater now. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that really need stuff.
And popular items include learning toys for young kids, skateboards, scooters, CD headsets, and makeup kits for preteens.
Well, as we know, heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans.
But recent advances in diagnostic cardiac imaging may help detect heart disease earlier and easier than ever. Here to discuss new technology that can't save your life from the Columbus Medical Association is Dr. Judd Milhan.
Dr. Milhan, thanks for being with us. We appreciate you joining us. I understand you were locked out in the lobby for about 20 minutes. Thanks for hanging in there tonight.
Just for a few minutes. I got in, though.
All right. Well, tell us, what is this non-invasive testing, some of the non-invasive ways to detect heart disease?
Well, traditionally it's been just with a history and physical examination, or using the stethoscope, tests like the EKG, and stress testing. Stress testing usually involves images with echo or nuclear, and now we have a new non-invasive test using CT technology, and I think they're going to show a CT scan here, which actually shows an angiogram of the coronary arteries just as they sit overlying the heart. So this is a brand new technology that has the medical community very excited.
Wow, amazing what they can do now. Now, can you explain for us what are the differences between those methods and the invasive tests, what they can both do?
Well, this is non-invasive. It involves just using an IV, and the more traditional gold standard test is the heart catheterization, which is an invasive test using an angiogram, and it's done in the hospital. And this is a test that could be done anywhere, including an office setting.
Well, we've heard the ads recently. We've seen a lot of coverage recently on these new kinds of CT scans, the heart scans, that they're available in this area as well. You say this really is a legitimate and potentially life-saving technology.
Well, it's a very legitimate technology. It's new, and the applications are just being developed. But I think within a few years, this technology will replace a lot of the diagnostic invasive angiograms that are done now.
What does new mean for medical coverage for people then?
Well, it's new in the last few years, and most of the hospital systems here in Columbus already have the technology, and some of the bigger private groups will have it as well.
I know there's a group called Ohio Heart. I think they were one of the first groups here, but it is growing in popularity.
It certainly is.
All right. We thank you very much, Doctor, for being with us tonight.
Now we're going to turn to the weather, and it's definitely getting colder out there.
Hang around for a few more minutes. Stick around.
All right.
And Jim, we understand that this cold, this chill that's in the air.
Actually, I think Ben is going to join us. Where are you, Ben?
Hey, Cap, Colleen.
Hello.
Hi, guys. We're at Goodale and High Street, and we're getting ready. Here's the countdown for the lighting of the Christmas tree. 1. Happy holidays! perfect timing. And of course, this is the kickoff of the weekend activities down at the Short North, the invigorated Short North, and a really great time. And when we come back, we'll tell you more about what's happening this weekend. And Jim, we've had a couple of snow flurries, but the weather is absolutely perfect for the great event, and everything went right on time. Looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I can see your breath pretty easily out there, Ben, so you know it's pretty cold. As a matter of fact, after sunset now, and we are past that, temperatures are dropping back below freezing, and that's going to become important in the next 6 hours. Notice Piketon has 30, and it's been snowing a little bit harder down there, and it's 31 at Chillicothe. So we zoom in on the areas off to the south of us, and we've had an inch of snow in Cincinnati. Waverly and Piketon also will get about an inch of snow from this system, and this small area just off to the west of us approaching Springfield. It's going to come right down Interstate 70 after sunset. It's going to be here in a couple of hours, and as a result, we could get some slippery spots, especially on bridges and overpasses, with temperatures holding around 30, but we'll be down to flurries, brisk in the upper 20s by the time we get to midnight. You can see the main area of snow passing off to the south of us at the moment. We've just had 1/10 of an inch of snow here, but as we go through the evening, a little bit better chance, and we get enough here, just a dusting to cause a few slippery spots, and then lake effect snow kicks in for northeast Ohio, and that's going to be 6 to 12 inches of snow. It's 33 at Port Columbus, not windy today. 34 and 26. Again, January-like temperatures. 46 and 30 would be normal. And we picked up 1/10 of an inch of snow, so 1.8 for the season at the airport. We've had 3 at the opposite end of town. Everybody's around 30, and you can see here a little disturbance producing the light snow in the Ohio Valley today, but it's not going to be anything very significant other than a few bridges might get a slippery spot before midnight. 23 degrees, a dusting of snow, winds increase late tonight, cloudy and blustery, and 32 tomorrow. And then look at the temperatures. They don't go anywhere. It's going to be a cold period. Could have a more important snow the end of the weekend, first of next week.
Looks like we may be seeing Ben's breath for a while outside then. Time for the Rush Hour Report.
And here's Kelly. We won't see her breath, though.
That's right, because I'm inside, which is always a good thing. Dealing with an accident 670 eastbound right near Cassidy Avenue to the east. You are dealing with some delays as well as we take a live look at 70 right near James Road. A lot of delay heading outbound tonight, and even this is past the accident scene. We've got an accident report at 70 eastbound between Alum Creek and Route 33. At this point, police are just now getting on the scene there, so they're getting that cleaned up. Really not any major delays near Alum Creek or even before the accident scene, so hopefully they're getting that off to the side. Also dealing with a problem on the southeast side. 270 westbound, the ramp to 33 northbound. Expect delays as you head towards Bexley.
NBC4 has just learned Whitehall police were called to Whitehall Yearling High School this afternoon because of a gun. The gun was brought onto school property allegedly by a student, but no one was hurt, and we will have more details on this story as we get them. Well, those extra pounds can sometimes be the difference between life and death.
There was a huge mortality difference between being lean and obese.
And obesity could be deadly for a simple winter illness, and we'll tell you why.
And a big fan of the simple life? Well, Paris Hilton may not be the star, but Columbus could be getting its own reality farm show.
Selling your home shouldn't be this hard. At RE/MAX, you'll find an experienced agent to take on the job and make your life a whole lot simpler.
Paper cut.
Yeah.
Let's stick with RE/MAX.
Nobody sells more real estate than RE/MAX.
You don't need mega bucks to get mega gifts at Kohl's 2-day mega gift sale. Save even more with special holiday power hours. Shop late Friday or early Saturday and save 50 to 60% on family sweaters. All fine jewelry is 70% off and all watches 40 to 55% off. Get extra savings on all kitchen electrics and all toys already on sale. And a Game Boy gift set is just $99.99. Make it a mega holiday. The 2-day mega gift sale this Friday and Saturday at Kohl's. Expect great things.
NBC Friday, a Dateline exclusive. King Kong is coming. But before you see the movie, go behind the scenes and hear from Oscar-winning director Peter Jackson, plus unlikely leading man Jack Black. NBC Friday, 10/9 Central.
From Time Warner Digital Cable, it's the freshest entertainment. It's the boldest entertainment. And now, Time Warner Digital Cable brings you the most delicious entertainment offer of the year. Because when you order Showtime, you can get free Haagen-Dazs for an entire year. So call now, then sit back and dig in.
Order digital cable with Showtime for just $57.95 a month for a whole year.
A reality TV show, The Farmer Takes a Wife, was in Columbus today.
Producers were at the Hyatt Regency looking for a young, attractive male farmer who was looking for a long-term relationship. Now, a show with the same premise is already in Europe, and it matches young farmers with women who dream of living a more traditional small-town life.
For this type of show, the commitment is fairly major. It's nothing that's going to intrude on their life. In fact, the whole point of shows like this is to actually document their life and just add a little into the mix.
Well, I saw this on Channel 4 News a few days ago and thought I'd just come down here and see what it's all about and give it a shot. What kind of
Producers say they know it's hard for farmers to get away from their land for a casting call, so here are other ways you can get more information. You can call 310-806-4859 or email them through our website, NBC4i.com, and then click on featured links. Well, heart disease is not the only deadly side effect linked to the country's obesity epidemic.
There's a growing body of research that suggests people who are obese cannot fight off the flu as well as their healthy weight peers. Researchers studying animals have uncovered evidence suggesting obesity may be a deadly risk factor for the winter ill. Researchers say in the future, people who are obese may be considered among the flu's high-risk groups. Once considered a faux pas, a plastic wine bottle with screw-on tops, it may soon become all the rage.
It looks like glass wine bottles may be on the way out. A recent survey of California wineries says they prefer plastic to glass. Well, are you looking for a dance partner who won't step on your feet?
You may be in luck. A waltzing robot that can predict your next dance move was introduced at the 2005 International Robotic Exhibition in Tokyo. The robot uses technology that can estimate human intention.
Doesn't look very romantic,
but she can dance all night, I guarantee you.
I guess so.
We thank you for joining us.
Mike and I are up next for NBC4 at 5:30.
New and next at 5:30, the Midwest could be the new target zone for an elusive group of jewel thieves. Plus, a man bilks hundreds of Central Ohio investors out of their life savings tonight. He learns how much of his own life will be spent behind bars. Plus,
the OSU marching band talks today about the brutal murder of Catherine Woods and shares some fond memories about the band director's daughter.
And a growing population has its pitfalls. Why a brand new jail could sit empty while money is paid to other places to keep the inmates locked up. It's new and next at 5:30.
Friday at 5, there's a new way to combat the flu, and you'll never have to get a flu shot again. The days of waiting in lines could be over with. How can we put our immune system on guard? We'll tell you Friday on NBC4 at 5.
For tough jobs you thought only a dishcloth could handle, try Bounty. Bounty is so durable, just one sheet keeps working till the whole job's done. Bounty has reinforced quilts and sponge-like durability to rinse, wring, and reopen. Lab tests prove with Bounty you can scrub like this, and Bounty holds up till the job's done. So rinse it, reuse it, and throw it away.
The quilted, quicker, bigger rubber Bounty.
Always payday, the smartest way to make ends meet. Always payday, the smartest way to make ends meet. Always payday, you know they do it my way, making things easy. Always payday.
This year at Pontiac, there was a new shape to our thinking. We made fast, seductive, combined utility with agility, and received awards with our bestseller.
Come on in, get on it.
And to celebrate, we tagged each one in red. And the price on that tag is the price you pay, not one penny more. The Pontiac Red Tag event. Be some red, save some green. Pontiac, designed for action.
If you pay for your communication and entertainment services separately, you could be paying too much.
Unlike cable, SBC let me build a plan to fit my life at a cost that worked for me.
With cable, I couldn't get the services I wanted the way I wanted them.
Get the proven reliability of SBC local and long distance service, digital satellite TV, and high-speed internet. Add Singular Wireless and the savings just get better. And right now, get high-speed internet and local phone service together, starting as low as $32 a month. Go online now.
SBC, now joined with AT&T.
Stiff sentence. A man accused of defrauding local investigators of their money learns the price of his crime.
The construction is nearly complete on a new jail, but the sheriff says one problem could keep it from opening on time.
And we'll tell you if snowfall in central Ohio will make for slick roads tonight.
Good evening, everyone. A local man is sentenced today for running a scheme that costs local investors millions of dollars.
New at 5:30, Dale Francis will now go to jail for those crimes, but John Ivanek finds out if his victims think he's paying enough.
Hundreds of Ohioans were taken for more than $16 million, and there is a very good chance those victims will not see 1 cent in restitution.
I have bounced checks to the tune of $591,000.
Carol Lee of Newark has spent years dealing with the financial ruins caused by this man, 56-year-old Dale Francis. The federal government says while Francis was living a more than comfortable lifestyle as the head of the Heritage Financial Network Incorporated, he was stealing from an estimated 525 investors by selling viaticals.
A viatical is the purchased life insurance benefits of a terminally ill person.
Dave Boyers of Delaware County lost $85,000 to Francis.
It means that the terminally ill person can have cash in their hand to enjoy before they die. And what happens is another person buys their life insurance contract.
But Francis wasn't making the policy payments. Earlier this year, he pled guilty to mail fraud, bank fraud, and wire fraud. His sentence was reduced 7 months to just more than 12 and a half years because he's cooperating with investigators.
In the end, justice was not served. You cannot hurt that many people. You cannot steal from that many people and only get 12 years.
I prefer to smack him around the backyard for a little bit and give him less time.
The 56-year-old Francis did not address the court today, and all prosecutors stress that the 12-year-plus sentence was right in the middle of federal sentencing guidelines. The judge did exactly as he was supposed to do today. Reporting live in downtown Columbus, John Ivanek, NBC4.
Thanks, John. The cold weather came first this week. Now it's snowfall in central Ohio that's bringing a winter feel back in town. Chief Meteorologist Jim Gonzalez, look at what we can expect.
We've only had 1/10 of an inch melting on contact today, and it doesn't look bad right now on Doppler 4 if you're looking close in central Ohio. But if you're glancing just off to our west, Springfield, Dayton, and Xenia, snow is going to pick up there during the next couple of hours, and it's been continuing in the southern parts of the state. 1/2 inch to 1 inch of snow in those areas in the west and south, and that will rotate into central Ohio during the evening hours tonight. And even though we only expect a dusting of snow, temperatures will be below freezing, and there could be some slippery spots out there in about 2 or 3 hours.
We have to watch out for that. Thank you, Jim. And our lucky Ben Gelber is out live as the snow is coming down tonight. Ben, we know you're cold, but how much snow are you seeing out there?
Monique and Mike, so far we've just had some flurries go by. Roads are wet, so obviously potential for things to get a little slippery. And of course, if you were with us about 10 minutes ago, you saw the exclusive lighting across from the convention center here at High and Gooddale of the Christmas tree on the short north, and that kicks off essentially a very big weekend. This is the weekend of the holiday hop on the short north, Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 11. There'll be horse carriage rides, a pet pageant with dogs and antlers, and you can see not only is the tree brilliantly lit, but there are some 40,000 lights as we pan up looking north on High Street. 40,000 lights, all part of the holiday season and the tradition here in the short north. And we'll be back in another half hour for some more beautiful pictures. And again, it's a chilly night, just a couple of snow flurries, and I think we should be fine for travel.
Thanks, Ben. We'll see you then. Well, it is the fastest growing county in central Ohio, and it also has a booming jail population. But as Duarte Geraldino reports, the county doesn't have the manpower to keep up with the inmate growth.
There are too many inmates in Delaware County Jail, Sheriff Al Myers explains.
What I mean is we've taken a space by law that was supposed to be the size for one person, putting two in it.
So many inmates, in fact, the county has to pay more than $1 million a year to house some inmates in Murrow County Jail. That's why they're so happy about their new $7 million state-of-the-art jail addition, scheduled to open this month, but it may not open on time.
I have to have the corrections officers to open up. I can't open up and then hire them. I need the corrections officers on staff before that happens.
They already have 10 strong correction officer candidates, but still need 15 more. Out of all the applications they get, less than half make it through the final interview. Myers believes, ironically, Delaware's prosperity contributes to the problem. Unemployment is low and people are unwilling to work nights and weekends. There are other factors, too.
You must have a clean background, and the first thing they have to do is take a CVSA, which is like a lie detector test, and they have to do urinalysis, and that eliminates more of them.
Wow. Starting pay for a Delaware County Corrections officer is $13.25 per hour.
Sheriff Myers says he's actively seeking applicants, and if you're interested, log on to our website at www.nbc4i.com. Click on featured links to find out more information.
The murder of the daughter of OSU's marching band director has the university showing a lot of support this week. Tonight, our Aaron Tate talks with the band about the musical tribute it's planning for tomorrow's funeral.
The marching band was such a big part of Catherine's life.
The year Catherine Woods was born, her father, Dr. John Woods, took over as the marching band director at OSU.
And I just have these fond memories of a little girl, kind of hopping around to our band music, and it was really neat.
Assistant band director John Waters says 21-year-old Catherine was a beautiful and talented dancer whose life and dreams were cut short by a brutal murder over the weekend.
This is just so heartbreaking for all of us at this time. We saw last Sunday night the ugliest side of humanity, and on Friday afternoon we're going to see just the opposite. We're going to see the beautiful side of humanity.
That's because at Friday's funeral, all 225 members of the marching band will be dressed in their full uniforms, performing for Catherine and honoring her family.
This is sort of unprecedented.
The band has been rehearsing this week for the event, preparing such songs as Amazing Grace, Carmen, Ohio, and as a finale, Grant Us Peace.
The words "grant us peace" to me, in the face of this terrible tragedy and the brutality of this whole thing, to me bring closure and bring rest and peace to this whole situation.
Aaron Tate, NBC4, Columbus.
A neo-Nazi group whose planned march touched off rioting in a Toledo neighborhood have now received permission to march in downtown Toledo next week. The neo-Nazi National Socialist Movement has permission to hold the 2-hour rally in front of a state-owned government building. The State Highway Patrol will be responsible for securing that property. The October 15th march by the neo-Nazi group was canceled before it began, but did result in several hours of rioting. And Columbus firefighters called to this home on Osceola Avenue early this morning after receiving several reports of a fire. The home heavily damaged, but investigators say it was vacant. No one was hurt. The cause of that fire is still under investigation.
Elbow grease and some creativity combined to feed more than 100,000 families today, and I was lucky enough to be out there for this year's holiday food basket drive competition. All the state agencies designed baskets and collected food for Central Ohio families who need a little help these holidays. The grand total of collections, the equivalent of 130,000 meals. A woman makes a frantic call for rescuers to save her baby. We'll tell you why she's now facing charges.
And some brazen jewelry heists are catching the attention of the FBI.
Plus a new reason why you don't want to get mail supposedly from the IRS.
You're watching NBC4, working for you.
Real-time closed captioning for NBC4 is provided by Long John Silver's.
What does God expect of us? To do justice? To love kindness? Nancy and I have been married for nearly 33 years. We're pro-life. We believe that we have to do all that we can to advocate the protection of all life. We believe that marriage is a sacred bond between a man and a woman that allows for families to develop, to become the basic foundation of our society. Our worship and our faith gives me the opportunity to make decisions that are more effective for people.
Jim Petro for governor.
Don't you get it? She has nasal allergies.
He's right.
Pal, only Flonase is approved to treat nasal symptoms from outdoor and indoor allergies, plus year-round environmental offenders. Allegra's approved to treat nasal and non-nasal symptoms from just 1. Zyrtec and Claritin are approved to treat nasal and non-nasal symptoms from just 2. Only Flonase is approved to treat nasal symptoms from all 3. For best results, use daily. Side effects are generally mild and may include headache, nosebleed, or sore throat. Flonase. Ask your doctor.
Coming up tonight on NBC4 at 6, she paid them to build her a deck, but now she can't even find them. Target 4 goes to bat for a homeowner whose money went out the door with a contractor who never came back. A warning for consumers tonight at 6 on NBC4.
Your family's quality of life can be affected by the quality of air inside your home. Invisible odorless evils like bacteria and carbon monoxide can creep up to dangerous levels without you ever noticing. That's why the EPA suggests having your gas furnace inspected before it gets cold out. Call 1-800-FURNACE today and let Atlas Butler test the air inside your home. If there's a problem, we'll fix it faster than you can say, "Go Bucks." Your family's quality of life is too important to ignore.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Bob and Tom and Ted. Ted, Bob and Tom. Bob and Tom with Ted. Hey, Ted, look, Bob and Tom. You can say it any way you like. It all means the same thing. Bob and Tom are now on 103.9 TED FM.
What are evening commuters dealing with?
Kelly Hanna can show you in tonight's Rush Hour Report.
We are now dealing with a couple of accidents on the north side of town, 315 northbound at North Broadway. Also watch for an accident at Sawmill right at 270. That's a very busy area, so you're going to see a lot of delay up that way. Heading north on 71, a live look right near Fifth Avenue. Very slow from downtown. Very typical, though. Headlights heading outbound tonight. Headlights also heading outbound to the east side. This is 70 at James Road. Just solid headlights all the way out to 256. We had an earlier accident, 70, right near between actually 33 and Alum Creek. That accident pretty much cleaned up at this point.
Thanks, Kelly. A woman faces criminal charges after she called 911 and said her baby was stuck in a storm drain. Rescue crews rushed to the scene in Houston last night, but when they arrived, they learned that it wasn't a baby at all, but a cat that had fallen into the drain. The owner says she was desperate after crews did not respond to several calls about her cat being stuck, whose name she says is Baby. About a dozen homes in Kentucky were evacuated after a hazardous substance leaks from an overturned truck. A small amount of ammonium nitrate leaked from that semi. Authorities said the material is stable, but could have mixed with other chemicals and become an explosive risk. Homes within a half-mile radius of that leak were evacuated, all as a precaution.
Police believe they have cracked a major pot ring. Arizona investigators have recovered 3 tons of marijuana in several tractor trailers in South Phoenix. That is more than $6 million worth. 2 men were arrested, and investigators say the marijuana was likely headed to the East Coast.
New at 5:30, the FBI takes action after a rash of jewelry store thefts. Could the crimes be headed our way?
And a journey of 20,000 miles ends in central Ohio. We'll tell you what this man was riding for.
Plus, some real snow is in our forecast. Jim will let us know if we need to break out the shovels.
The time has come to get in the spirit. Your best holiday buy is here. Karastan for Christmas at Right Rug. Now for just $265 installed and in your home before Christmas Day. This year, your best holiday bargain is a bargain on the best. Every Karastan selection is on sale now. Yours from just $265 with all in-stock selections installed by Christmas. So get in the spirit and save on Karastan for Christmas right now at Right Rug.
You gotta go, 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 go. Yeah, you gotta go, go, go. Whoa. You gotta eat.
It's the Big Cheese, our new cheddar double cheddar, just 2 for $3. Double burger, double cheddar, double good. Cheddar double cheddar, now 2 for $3. So go to Rally's, cause you gotta eat.
You gotta eat. We wish you a happy Honda day. We wish you a happy Honda day. We wish you a happy Honda day for
It's Happy Honda Days, the perfect time to treat yourself to the restyled new Accord or any one of Honda's lineup of 2006 cars and trucks. Make your holiday wishes come true. Lease an Accord for $239 a month with a total drive-off of $19.99 for well-qualified customers.
Happy Honda day.
Honey, I love it. Oh, honey,
at your mother. She's so happy.
Man, your dad is messed up.
Better gifts get better reactions, and at Kaufman's holiday sale right now, find entire stock savings for the family. Like all jewelry on sale. Sweaters 30 to 50 off. Coats 30 to 50 off. Scene It DVD games are $39.99. Plus, spend $25 store-wide and get a diamond necklace for just $29.95. There's a 20% off shopping pass, and at prices like these, you'll be amazed at what you can give. From Kaufman's.
Your Central Ohio Chevy dealers and your local Carrier dealers are proud to bring you the NBC4 WeatherNet.
New at 5:30, a special task force is on alert after a rash of jewelry store crimes is spreading the country. According to the FBI, a group of jewel thieves has struck numerous stores on the East Coast, including one seen here on tape. They are cutting through security gates and cleaning out display cases in heists that have netted millions of dollars in jewelry.
They've hit over 50 jewelry stores up and down the East Coast. The losses are in excess of $5.1 million.
The FBI says the group has hit jewelry stores up and down the East Coast and may now be making their way toward the Midwest.
A senior citizen has traveled thousands of miles on horseback to raise money for students. And as Duarte Geraldino reports, his journey ended right here in the Buckeye State.
Oh, this is Tossie. And this is Gene Glasscock, a self-described long rider. He and Tossie have traveled more than 20,000 miles to reach the State House. Gene lives in Paraguay but spent more than 3 years visiting every capital in the continental U.S. He's doing it to raise money for Paraguayan students.
You just don't understand the grace God gave me by giving me those children to love.
He used to teach English, but after the 71-year-old went deaf in one ear, he could no longer help in that way, so he jumped on his horse. His trip has already raised enough money to send students to Pensacola Christian College, but he doesn't know how much.
I have no idea. I don't want to know, because if it's a whole lot, I'll get proud, and I don't want to be proud. And if it's not very much, I'll be despondent, and I don't want to be despondent either.
Gene says now that his journey is complete, he's going back home to his students and horses. He may even go for another long ride. This was actually his second.
I rode from the Arctic Circle to the equator back in the mid-'80s.
In Columbus, Duarte Geraldino, NBC4.
A new study shows that some of the mobile homes destroyed by last month's tornado in Evansville, Indiana, were not secured to their concrete foundations. The study by Texas Tech University researchers found that homes in that mobile park that were anchored and not directly hit by the twister's vortex were still standing. 19 people died in the Eastbrook Mobile Home Park when the tornado hit on November 6th. Forecasters may have to create a whole new list of storm names. For the first time in over 50 years, meteorologists have blown through all 21 names and have resorted to using the Greek alphabet. Since they retire names like Katrina, which destroyed New Orleans earlier this year, it shortens the pool of available names. Names are chosen by the United Nations World Meteorological Organization.
On Saturday, December the 17th, we'll be collecting your donations for this year's Firefighters for Kids Toy Drive right here at our NBC4 studios on Olentangy River Road. And as Ben Gelber found out today, this holiday season, the needs are even greater than before.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, okay? With the way the economy is now and the escalation of all the utility prices, gas prices, this is a great need in the community. A lot of people are just barely making it.
I think it was wonderful. So far, Columbus firefighters, including retired chiefs, have filled the needs for about 1,300 kids, but they know they still have a long way to go this holiday season.
We need everything, boys and girls both. Normally, this is our sorting area, and we have a bunch of empty boxes. But any learning toys, the younger kids seem to like things that make noise. The older kids, 8 to 12, we really have problems with on boys and girls, which is, your skateboards, your scooters, CD headsets, anything like that.
This is the 29th year Columbus firefighters have pitched in with the help of local sponsors to help families around the holidays.
When you have babies, it's good to see that, there's a way of getting them Christmas.
I do appreciate everyone that has given to the families out here that's in need. This is great. I didn't know if I can do Christmas this year, but coming here really helped me out.
Ben Gelber, NBC4, Columbus.
And of course, we look forward to seeing you on the 17th. Bright and early, 8 o'clock is when we start accepting toys.
Yeah, I think we're going to need our gloves.
Gloves
guess.
and other protective covering.
Scarves, earmuffs, the whole deal.
We get as excited as a kid, so when the toys come in.
It's a great event.
Mike and I are playing football all the time with some of the footballs.
Lincoln Logs.
Yeah, we love it when the toys come in. Outside today, we've had some light snow, only 1/10 of an inch, but there's a little heavier concentration of snow off to our immediate west and south. That'll be drifting in as we go through the night. Up to 1 inch of accumulation, Hillsboro, Waverly, and Jackson. And since we're after sunset, you can expect some slippery bridges and overpasses in that part of the state. Same thing here, west of Springfield, west of Xenia, over to Dayton. That's coming straight down Interstate 70. Will arrive in central Ohio in a couple of hours. Just enough snow there to cause slippery driving. It's 33 in Galena, 32 Columbus. Mount Vernon has 30. Not much of a temperature range today. 32 to 34 at these three locations. And lows this morning were in the low 20s. There's Port Columbus, 33. Fortunately, it's not windy again today. 34 and 26 in the books for the high and low. Again, much below normal, and we're going to stay with below normal temperatures for at least another week. December can be all over the board. The highest temperature ever in December here is 76 degrees, and the lowest is 17 below zero. Almost 100-degree spread. Snowfall's the same way. Some months we get nothing. And another month, we've had 17.3 inches. A weak clipper-like system coming through the Ohio Valley now. Heaviest concentration of snow is actually close to the low in the southern parts of the state. And as you look through the day, we've had some snow showers at most locations, but the heavier snows will kick in tomorrow in northeast Ohio as the winds go northwest. Behind that, 6 to 12 inches of lake effect snow again. So we got early flurries that could dust the ground, 23 degrees for the overnight low, mostly cloudy and 32 for the high tomorrow. And around the area, it's going to be in the low to mid 20s primarily tonight. 1/2 inch to 1 inch of snow, Chillicothe southward. Brisk and cold tomorrow, low to mid 30s for highs. These are January-like temperatures, of course, again, but you better get used to it. Look at the next 5 days. And at the end of the weekend and the first of next week, we could have our first significant snow.
Significant. Okay, thank you, Jim. Well, we'll tell you why it will cost you more to keep ESPN or The Sopranos coming into your home.
And no one likes to get a letter from the IRS. Details on why an email supposedly from the tax service could cost you your ID.
Plus, the extreme measures airlines are taking to cut fuel costs.
And coming up tonight at 6, new details on the case investigators are building against a man suspected of sexually abusing a young relative. Also tonight, school threat. We'll tell you about what was posted on a national website that has a local student facing charges. And residents prepare to fire back at a plan to shut some Columbus schools down. Tonight at 6.
Hi, I'm Tom Arnholt. This is my wife Sarah and our son Dylan. We want to say happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all of our friends and family in Columbus, Ohio, from Stuttgart, Germany.
Hey, KFC let me build my own variety bucket. So I got boneless honey barbecue wings for you, original recipe for you, and crispy strips for you.
Introducing KFC's brand new Build Your Own Variety Bucket. You choose 3 of 6 KFC favorites like original recipe, crispy strips, popcorn chicken, regular and boneless honey barbecue wings, and potato wedges. You choose any 3 for just $9.99. Give the people what they want at KFC.
Hello? Hey. Debbie? Everything okay?
I'm not used to sleeping without you.
But 3 nights in a row you can't sleep. I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, but I can't sleep tonight.
So what do you want to do?
Same thing we did the past 3 nights? Come on, Jack.
Okay.
With Time Warner Cable's digital phone service, you can call anywhere in the U.S. or Canada day or night and talk as long as you want. Or just listen. Make the right call. Get digital phone service from Time Warner Cable for as low as $39.95 a month. Call today.
The Chevy Red Tag event is here. Get low prices this season on most of the #1 selling cars, trucks, and SUVs in America. The price on our tag is the price you pay, not a penny more. Now qualified lessees can lease an 06 Cobalt LS Coupe for around $149 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for lease details. The Chevy Red Tag event. See red, save green. See your Central Ohio Chevy dealer today.
Franklin County began taking dog license renewals today. All dogs over the age of 3 months must have a license and be vaccinated for rabies. Now, the license costs $24, but if your dog is spayed or neutered, it only costs $12. You have until January 31st to renew your dog license. Well, the cost of cable television is going up again. The Wall Street Journal reports Comcast and Time Warner plan to raise rates by as much as 6% next year. The cable companies say it's necessary to pay for the increased programming charges from popular channels like ESPN. The 6% hike is higher than inflation.
It's college application season, and this year students are turning to the web in big numbers. Online applications are up at many major universities, including Ohio State, Michigan State, and Johns Hopkins. Last year, more than half of all college students submitted their forms online, up from 35% in 2003. Some colleges even encouraged the practice by waiving the application fees. And be on the lookout for a new internet scam. This one targets ordinary taxpayers. The IRS says crooks are sending emails to people claiming they're entitled to a refund. The email has a link to an official-looking website that asks for your personal information in order to receive the money. The IRS says it never asks people to divulge private information through an unsolicited email.
Well, these are lean times for the nation's airlines, and the airlines you fly are getting leaner as well. Many carriers are shedding weight to save money on fuel. Flights are stocking less bottled water. Ovens have been removed from planes that don't offer meal service, and glass mirrors in some lavatories are being replaced with lighter acrylic ones. Airlines are still paying about 40% more for fuel than just 1 year ago. And we thank you for flying with us tonight.
Colleen and Cabot are up next at 6.
And new and next at 6, a teen victim at the heart of an alleged sex abuse ring. We'll have the latest details as the scope of that case widens. A dancer murdered. Tonight are police closing in on a suspect in the stabbing death of the Ohio State University band director's daughter. School threat. What was reportedly written on a national website has a local student facing charges tonight. And a local family says the contractor took their money, left the project undone. Target 4 investigates. Next.
Introducing the extraordinary E-Trade Complete. Be brilliant with your banking, trading, and investing all on one page. Be visionary and see where your money might be falling through the cracks and exactly how to stop it. Be all-powerful with a revolutionary security device that changes your password every 60 seconds. In other words, be master of your domain.
Oh, there's my earring.
At E-Trade Financial, we keep challenging the ordinary to help investors be extraordinary.
This holiday season, IDG Jewelers has the designer lines you know, like Diana Classic, Rena Lamour, and Natalie K. Get up to 50% off truly unique designer quality. This beautiful half-carat total weight diamond pendant, just $199. This stylish 3/4 carat total weight diamond ring, just $299. Complete the set with gorgeous 1-carat total weight diamond earrings, just $399. Surprise her with the entire set and get 12 months interest-free financing. You'll find design that's within reach this holiday season at all 5 IDG Jewelers.
Your diamond and gold family.
What's better than getting together? Eating together, especially when it's with Papa John's. We use the finest ingredients, sauce with fresh tomato taste, not paste, and cheese made with 100% mozzarella. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas for just $15.99. And don't forget to add one of our 3 new Sweet Treats dessert flavors. Call now or order at papajohns.com and we'll deliver. Get together with 2 large one-topping pizzas for just $15.99.
Taste the difference. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
It took a while, but we finally nailed the perfect color. 52 times. The Carly Chair and Microswade from Lazy Boy, the new look of comfort. The best gifts don't all come in small packages. They come with huge savings. Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery's perfect gift sale. Find in-stock recliners starting at $299, plus save up to 40% on accessories. Hurry in for your gift.
Local men face new charges in a sexual abuse case that may be widening in its scope. We have the very latest on the allegations from a 13-year-old victim.
New details have police change their focus in the hunt for the killer of a local dancer.
Online threat. Police say what a young student wrote on the web makes him a threat to others. Disturbing tale of rape and sex for cash and gifts. The victim, a 13-year-old girl, according to the Licking County Sheriff's Office.
Charges have been filed against 5 people, but tonight deputies say there could be even more victims. Nancy Burton is in the newsroom with details. Nancy?
Cabot, this investigation began after the 13-year-old girl told her brother, who then reported it to authorities. Today, a new development as 2 more people called the Sheriff's Office and along with this teenage girl say they too were victimized.
Andrew Kramer is charged with raping his own relative, and according to these court records, it began when the girl was just 7 years old.
It's not just one instance that happened to this little girl. This has happened over a period of time.
What's also difficult, the Licking County Sheriff's Office has charged 4 other people with allegedly abusing this one girl. According to records, friends would pick her up and take her to another location to engage in sexual activity with her.
Can't believe somebody would do something like that. And it's hard to believe that my son would be anticipating in something like that.
Penny Koss's son Thomas and another woman, Trudy Smith, are both accused of inappropriately touching this girl.
I just keep praying that everything will turn out okay.
What isn't okay, according to investigators, the charges 2 other friends face.
The allegations are that they would give her money afterward.
Gifts and cash in exchange for having sex with the same teenage girl. That's why 68-year-old Joseph Saunders and 66-year-old Jerry Bly are both charged with compelling prostitution.
As bad as something like this is, it's very rewarding to be able to do your job and to solve and to figure out for this little girl and to help her as much as you can.
Now, that child is in the custody of the Licking County Children's Services tonight. We're told she is getting counseling. Deputies do not believe there are any other suspects. The 5 remain behind bars in Licking County.
All right, thank you, Nancy. More now on a gun found in a local high school. It appears a family's report of a missing gun led officers to the doorstep of Whitehall Yearling High School. Duarte Geraldino is live in Whitehall with more tonight. Duarte?
Cabot, I'm here at Whitehall Police Station where police are still trying to figure out what they'll charge that teen with. That teen was found with a loaded gun today at Whitehall Yearling Hospital. Police say they walked into Whitehall Yearling Hospital about 10 minutes before 3 o'clock today into the student's classroom, took that student outside, and then found the gun on that student. But where did the student get the gun? Well, that's where Madison Township Police come into play. They say the gun was reportedly went missing sometime this weekend. They called Whitehall Police today when they learned about the missing gun and said that there may be a gun at Whitehall Yearling Hospital. And then that's when Whitehall Police went to the high school to confiscate that gun. At this point, we don't know exactly what that teen will be charged with, but we do know that he has been with that gun since Monday. Live in Whitehall, Duarte Geraldino, NBC4.
Thank you, Duarte. New information tonight about the daughter of the Ohio State University marching band director, John Woods. 21-year-old Catherine Woods was murdered in New York City earlier this week. Police in New York are now looking very closely at the woman's former boyfriend. But this is not the man who Catherine Woods was living with. Holly Hollingsworth has the story.
The man Catherine Woods had lived with, fellow Columbus native David Hahn, has been cooperating with New York City police, and sources there say Hahn is back at home in Columbus now. The other former boyfriend who investigators are curious about is this man, personal trainer Paul Cortez. Police say Woods had recently broken off her relationship with him, and he initially cooperated with the investigation.
Can you tell us anything at all about what happened?
But now Cortez has retained an attorney and will not answer any more questions, not even from police. Why is he of interest to them? Investigators say Cortez made 7 phone calls to Woods at her home minutes before she was killed, but then made no more any time after her throat was slashed. Cortez and Woods reportedly worked out together at the club where he is a trainer. Woods will be remembered at a memorial service in Columbus Friday. Her family learned after her death that while the young woman aspired to dance on Broadway, she augmented her New York income with work as an exotic dancer. But this woman says she worked with Woods at a cafe and was surprised to hear Woods danced at gentlemen's clubs.
I just wanted her family to know that there were people in New York that, really cared about her, and she was a very sweet girl.
Holly Hollingsworth, NBC4.
Violent internet threats against a teacher and some students are traced to a local teenager. Aaron Tate is joining us now live in Dublin with the very latest on the serious charges that boy now faces. Aaron?
That's right. Officers here at the Dublin Police Headquarters say they have charged that boy with aggravated menacing and inducing panic for those threats which began before Thanksgiving. And some of his neighbors tell me today this is quite unexpected from the active and athletic 14-year-old. On the outside, Adam Retterer seemed to many a popular 8th grade student involved in the wrestling and football teams at Carr Middle School in Dublin. But on the inside, police say he had murderous thoughts and plans to act them out.
The person on the website had at least thought about bringing a weapon into the school at some point.
At Zanga.com, a popular teen website, specific threats were posted against certain Carr students and a teacher. Some students caught wind of the comments and told their parents, who in turn called police and the school.
We immediately set up a meeting between us and the Dublin police to talk about the steps. Of course, this happens over Thanksgiving break.
Parents were notified in a letter this week. Meanwhile, a Dublin detective who works with the FBI Cybercrime Task Force was able to track the threats to a computer in Retterer's home. Police searched but found no weapons there. Retterer's family didn't want to talk to NBC4 about the serious charges their son faces.
A threat is a threat, and if you're willing to put it out there to someone, you're going to have to pay the consequences if you're found out, if you're caught.
Well, the police here ask parents to more closely monitor their kids' activity on the internet. Carr Middle School says it's also teaching students about the dangers of cyberbullying. Retterer could face discipline there at Carr after a hearing soon with school officials. Live in Dublin, I'm Aaron Tate for NBC4.
Thank you, Aaron. Light snow falling throughout the day today. We have a look at downtown earlier in the day as the weather took a turn for the worse at one point. Jim Ganal has a first look at how much snow we might be getting. Jim?
Just enough to make things slippery as we go through the evening tonight. During the day, temperatures were above freezing, so all the snow melted on contact. There's a little bit heavier snow now just off to our west and southwest. We'll zoom in on this. Even though it's only about a half an inch of snow, Springfield, Washington Courthouse to Wilmington, it's coming straight off to the east, come between Columbus, Circleville, and Chillicothe in the next couple of hours. With temperatures below freezing, that means we are going to get some slippery driving conditions as we go through the night tonight, so watch out on the bridges and overpasses, but only a light dusting of snow.
All right, well, the man who loves snow almost as much as Jim Ganal is Ben Gelber, and he's out in it tonight. And Ben, you look like you've survived okay today.
Cav, we've made it, but what's interesting, in the last 15 minutes, it has begun to snow downtown. We're across from the convention center on the far, in the short north. And if you take a look at the pavement, right now mostly wet, but as Jim mentioned, temperatures will be dropping over the next couple of hours, and it could begin to get slick. It is snowing lightly and steadily now in downtown. And of course, we just saw the lighting of the tree, 40,000 lights, and this, of course, being a big weekend down here at the short north. Kind of cold and raw out tonight. Back to you guys. Pretty sights to see in the short north.
All right, thanks, Ben. A man accused of trying to abduct a teenager from a local Kroger store is facing some very serious charges tonight. Steve Corbin was arraigned today on aggravated menacing, abduction, and assault charges. Corbin is accused of trying to take the 16-year-old girl from the Kroger store where she worked on Tuesday. When deputies went to his home, they say he answered the door armed with a gun.
And just as the snow started to fall in Licking County, a semi-truck lost control and overturned there. This happened right at the ramp from State Route 16 to State Route 37. Luckily, the truck did not spill any of its load of wood chips, but the accident did block traffic for quite a while. No one was hurt. The exact cause is under investigation.
Tell you how some residents are reacting to a plan to shut the doors on some Columbus schools.
And a local family says the contractor for their deck did not deliver. Target 4 gets answers.
As the mercury drops, we'll follow the trail of snow that could be headed into Ohio.
Real-time closed captioning for NBC4 is provided by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk.
Tonight, an all-new ER will change lives. As one doctor takes a stand,
If I'd waited for either one of you, she'd already be dead.
one is challenged.
With all due respect, Dr. Weaver.
And another will get married.
What?
I'm asking you now, Neela. Will you marry me today?
Today? We thought it'd be kind of crazy.
No one saw this coming.
I just want us to be together.
Be there for the wedding. An all-new ER tonight on NBC.
This holiday season, protect yourself against the #1 threat to your gift giving. Snoopers. You know, the ones who find, squeeze, and shake your gifts, no matter where you hide them. All snoopers really want is to make sure you've bought the right brand. Your best defense? Simply let your snooper know you're shopping at Prime Outlets. That tells them they're getting a top name brand gift. No more guessing, no more snooping. From one smart shopper to another, happy holidays. See you at Prime Outlets.
Get on the road with Hetfield Hyundai and get 2 great vehicles at one low price. It's Monday night. Hyundai Sonata or Tucson, only $199 a month. Sonata or Tucson, only $199 a month.
Hatfield Hyundai, the road starts here. Hatfield Hyundai.
2 great Toyotas, one low price. Ends Monday night. Only at Toyota West. Toyota Tacoma or Toyota Corolla, $179 a month. Tacoma or Corolla, $179 a month.
Toyota West, the road starts here.
What does God expect of us? To do justice? To love kindness? Nancy and I have been married for nearly 33 years. We're pro-life. We believe that we have to do all that we can to advocate the protection of all life. We believe that marriage is a sacred bond between a man and a woman that allows for families to develop, to become the basic foundation of our society. Our worship and our faith gives me the opportunity to make decisions that are more effective for people.
Jim Petro for governor.
More feedback tonight on a plan that could shut down the doors of Columbus schools. Residents are meeting about the plan at this hour, and David Wayne is live with a look tonight. David?
And nearly 100 people turned out to a similar meeting a few days ago at Marion Franklin High School. As you can see behind me tonight, nearly as many people and a few folks still coming in. This task force wants to close as many as 13 schools. Declining enrollment and budget constraints are the main issues here. Now, before a final decision is made, the school board is holding these public meetings. This is the second of 4 meetings. We're at North Adult Education Center on Arcadia Avenue. This meeting will continue until about 7:30. A final decision on these closings is not expected until January of next year. Reporting live, David Wayne, NBC4.
Thank you, David. Franklin County Sheriff Jim Carnes handing out high fives and pats on the back today. Sheriff honored dozens of his deputies for their efforts in the past year. The annual awards and commendations program is a thank you for law enforcers who go above and beyond the call of duty. Controversial book will remain on the must-read list for Newark High School students. Some parents had questioned the Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison because of its content, but today Superintendent Keith Richards rejected a final appeal, saying Morrison's book has great value for advanced placement testing. Well, mystery solved. Investigators think they now know what chemical forced the evacuation of an Ohio town.
And Target 4 works to help a local homeowner who claims his contractor left a critical job undone.
We're going to show you radar now. Is snow heading into central Ohio? Jim's going to let us know what to expect.
And a high school football team with 4 losses, just 1 win away from an amazing state title. We'll tell you about that. Plus, the bruised Jackets suffer yet another major injury. That's when NBC4 continues.
Love and diamonds from the diamond seller. Both become more valuable with time, but only one is guaranteed in writing. Introducing the Diamond Seller's Double Assurance Diamond Guarantee. Now the most beautiful diamonds available at the guaranteed best price are also guaranteed to appreciate in value by 15% in just 5 years. You can't buy a finer, more beautiful diamond for less anywhere. The Diamond Seller. Luxury and value in harmony.
Gloria, I feel like this dining collection is so you.
It really is. It's just perfect. I'm gonna have a dinner party. I'll make a pasta.
Here's an idea. How about you wait until you get home?
Now through December 3rd, save $100 off 3- and 5-piece package groups and sectionals. Plus, there's free financing till 2010.
So you do have a dining room, right? Sofa Express and more, expressly your style.
If you think everybody's driving a Toyota these days, you're not alone. With 5 different SUVs to choose from, there really is something for everybody. Toyota delivers the dependability you need and the fuel efficiency you demand. Now, you can lease a new 06 Highlander for $269 a month for 36 months with $19.99 due at signing. Or lease a rugged new 06 4Runner for just $299 a month with $33.15 due at signing. Great deals on great SUVs. That's Toyota value, moving forward.
Ho, ho, ho! Hope you're hungry, boys and girls!
Uncle Kenny, we're gonna get you some help.
Dude, come on. Don't let bad pizza judgment put a damper on your holidays.
Give Donato's new gift cards. They're perfect for anybody on your list who gets hungry.
'Tis the season, folks. Order responsibly.
An NBC4 follow-up. Police say they figured out what those fumes were that forced hundreds of people to evacuate their homes Saturday night in southeastern Ohio. Investigators say it was tear gas that caused the problems in Chansey. And so far, they don't know who was using it. 'Tis the season for some holiday rip-offs. According to the Madison Press, local police say they are seeing a rash of identity theft and fraud cases targeting Madison County residents. The London Police Department says that internet phishing scams are on the rise as well. The department has received more than 50 reports of ID theft cases. Most of the cases are a variation of the Nigerian fake email scheme.
Local family wanted to enjoy a new deck this past summer, but more than $3,300 later, they still don't have that backyard edition. In tonight's Target 4 Consumer Report, Mike Jackson shows the importance of double-checking those references.
The Jackson family expected to enjoy cookouts and long summer days on their new deck. Instead, here it sits, incomplete as winter approaches. They reached an agreement with a local contractor for the $5,000 project back in April, paying more than $1,600 up front for a job they were told should be complete by May. But the summer slipped away without a deck.
You know, just excuse after excuse. We didn't get anything done. He got no work permit, nothing.
Things finally got started in September. Here are shots the work the Jacksons say had been performed after just a few days.
So we gave him a second check. And he said I'd be back and it'd be finished within 3 to 4 days tops. He has not come back. He has not returned calls. He just hasn't kept his word.
The Jacksons feel a double insult because the price of lumber has increased, all as a result of hurricanes, adding to the expenses as a new contractor completes the job. Target 4 has made several attempts to contact that local contractor, but he's not responded. And after this experience, the Jacksons say it pays to do your homework before hiring someone.
And I want people to know, look in the Better Business Bureau, ask for references.
Mike Jackson with your Target 4 Consumer Report.
And we want to hear about your consumer concerns. Head to NBC4i.com, click on Target 4 to drop us an email, or you can call us at 261-4845. That's 261-4845.
On Saturday, December 17th, here at our NBC4 studios, we will be collecting toys for the families in need during this holiday season. Firefighters have been busy gathering and sorting toys at the Williams Road Fire Station in South Columbus, but many more families need your help. They're saying that so far donations are down a little bit. Columbus firefighters have already met the needs of 1,300 youngsters in the Columbus area, but thousands more need your help, especially ages toddler through the preteen years.
Jim Ganal in now with a look at the forecast, and you always like that day because I willingly stand out in the cold for a couple of hours.
Yeah, it's like a lot of fun.
Jim Ganal fun.
I love the toys too.
Yeah, we check them out. A few
I
of
just
them.
love all those toys that come in. Outside, if you like winter, you're going to like the look of things on Doppler 4. If you got to drive tonight, you probably won't so much. We have light snow, primarily south of Interstate 70, heaviest between Springfield and Chillicothe and Portsmouth, moving off to the east. We'll zoom in on some of these areas and show you that the brighter whites are the heavier snows. Washington Courthouse to between Wilmington and Springfield. And again, not a lot of snow in this, a half inch to an inch of snow. but it will be enough to cause slippery bridges and overpasses and roads that are not treated. It's part of a large area of snow that extends all the way down actually into Kentucky. Lake effect snow kicks in tomorrow, so the temperatures are critical and they're all very close to freezing. But since we're after sunset, these road conditions will drop below freezing. That's why it could get slippery between 6 and midnight, about 28 degrees by midnight. After midnight, down to just a stray flurry, and roads would be dry then for the morning rush. Total snowfall at most locations still a ½ inch or less. We've had snow showers during the day, but of course temperatures were above freezing, so it melted on contact. The heaviest snows, lake effect kicks in again tomorrow, 6 to 12 inches, Cleveland over toward Buffalo. We had a meager 1/10 of an inch today. Cincinnati's had 1 inch. About 2 inches at the airport. Our studios have had 3 inches so far this season. 34 and 26 are the high and low. The record high is 67 in 1970. Port Columbus still holding on to 33. Now look at this big storm in the left-hand part of your screen. Just coming into Oregon. That's going to be an important storm for the eastern United States, the end of the weekend and the first of next week. It's going to track east, be a little bit farther south than this one you see here. So we will be northwest of the storm track, and that's a good spot to get a decent snowfall. Snow showers and winds picking up during the evening. Some slippery spots, 23 for the low. A few flakes, colder again tomorrow with a high of only 32, but the road conditions will be dry. And then as we watch that western storm come across the country, snow chances increase Sunday night, Monday, and into Tuesday. This is too early to really guess on that. More than likely, we would see about 1 to 3 here, with more to the south and east of Columbus, but the storm track will be the key.
A cold weekend for shopping.
And it's a cold weekend unless you're the final team in the area going to the state playoffs, and they don't even feel the temperature.
They don't even feel the cold. They're going to go short sleeves and rough it up in Massillon.
That's right.
Big game tomorrow, and it's a surprise game. We didn't think this was going to happen. We started in August with thousands of players dreaming of days like December 2nd. In Central Ohio, just one team still alive for a state championship. And DeSales, they're used to that feeling. The Stallions aiming for their 4th state title, trying to pull off a Division III straight state crown. Friday morning, they meet undefeated Steubenville in the title game in Massillon. What's amazing is the Stallions lost 4 regular season games, and by the hair on their chinny chin chins got into the postseason. But by Friday afternoon, DeSales could be the best in Ohio.
This group just seems to be one of those groups that has unbelievable competitiveness about them.
We've always had hopes and dreams of getting this far and getting to a state championship, and now that we're 1 game away, it's just the adrenaline's just flying.
And tonight at 11, we'll tell you about the bizarre similarities between this DeSales team and the school's first title team 20 years ago. Now, normally by this time of year, the Gritters at Capitol would have long packed up those stinky shoulder pads, but Saturday the Crusaders make a playoff date against NCAA Division III's Goliath. Joe Weasel has a story.
The Capital Crusaders are ranked 12th nationally, but now they must face number 5 Mount Union in the Division III national quarters.
They're good. We have to play our best game.
I think our guys understand the opportunity they have in front of them and what we've done to get to this point.
In October, Capital led for 3 quarters, but they lost in the end, 48-24 to the Purple Raiders.
I think this late in the year, when the weather gets bad, you've got to be able to run the football and stop the run, and I think that's going to be where this thing gets going.
And I think about it, every night, every day, so next thing to do now is just go up there and do it.
For Mount Union, this is their 14th consecutive drive in the national quarterfinal. For Capital, this is new territory, but land they want to conquer up in Alliance, Ohio on Saturday. Joe Weasel, NBC4 Sports.
All right, Joe, he's 18 and he knows what he wants. Quit getting hurt. Blue Jackets #1 draft pick Gilbert Brulé broke a bone in his leg last night at Minnesota. He's out at least a month. Manny Malhotra also on injured reserve. What's not hurt the Jackets' pride? They've actually won 2 in a row, going for a 3rd straight in a very winnable game tonight at St. Louis. The highlights at 11 o'clock. And the Army-Navy Trophy Gate is over. The Commander-in-Chief's trophy was found 2 days after it was supposedly stolen out of the Navy locker room. The trophy weighs 170 pounds. Left in its place a note saying, quote, "By the time you read this, it'll be halfway to West Point." Instead, the trophy found last night in a dormitory storage room at Navy. The teams play Saturday in Philadelphia. I think it's somebody at Navy trying to make them think the trophy was stolen
They were trying to frame them.
I like that. That's like a little reverse
That just
psychology.
fires it up a
That's
little.
how good that rivalry is.
All right. Thanks, Jared.
And we'll be right back with the last look at your forecast.
This is Specialist Levi Craner in Jalalabad, Afghanistan, wanting to wish my dad and Carrie happy holidays in Hebron, Ohio. I'm safe out here, and I'll see you soon.
Tonight, he's a thief, paid to steal your private information. See how he does it and how you can protect yourself. NBC Nightly News tonight.
'Cause every girl crazy about a sharp dress man.
Save now at S&K on designer suits. Regularly $299 each, now 2 for $400. S&K men's stores. Dress sharp.
Dress man.
Looking for higher yield and profit potential? Choose DeKalb. Strong DeKalb roots lock into the ground, and strong DeKalb stalks stand tall for higher yield potential at harvest. Over 45,000 head-to-head comparisons have shown that a competitor's leading products lodge nearly twice as much as DeKalb. Superior root and stalk strength can deliver more yield from your fields. That's the yield advantage of DeKalb. Strong roots, strong yields.
How much do you think individual health coverage costs? Do you think it's just too expensive? How much do you think the average ER visit costs? $1,500? $3,000? Well, today, for example, a Columbus resident age 35 can get health coverage for as little as $80 a month. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers a variety of health coverage options.
Rusty.
For people who are self-employed, own a small business, or simply can't get health coverage at work.
Right around there.
Our plans are designed to be affordable for different healthcare needs and budgets. A Columbus resident age 35 can get coverage for as little as $80 a month. Learn how affordable it can be for you. Call this toll-free number or your independent authorized agent for our free booklet. So now you know how much health coverage costs. Aren't you glad you found out? That's the power of affordable coverage. The power of blue. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Say your husband went a little overboard buying the Christmas tree this year. Well, at Tractor Supply Company, we can help. There you have it, the perfect amount of holiday spirit.
This season, Extra takes you there. From Hollywood to New York to our exclusive new home on the Vegas Strip.
Extra takes you there.
Weeknights at 7.
'Cause every girl crazy about a sharp dress man.
Get holiday savings on designer suits at S&K. Regularly $299 each, now 2 for $400. S&K men's stores. Dress sharp.
Dress man.
New at 11, a community rallies to keep adult entertainment out of its backyard. Tonight, see how they're fighting it and if it's working.
And Jim?
Word of caution, it's usually when temperatures are around 30 and we get just a half inch of snow, just enough on the pavement to cause slippery spots. We get lots and lots of accidents, especially on the bridges and overpasses. So pay attention, even though it doesn't look like much.
It's that black
It can get you.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yes, it is. It always seems to be a big problem in this
Doesn't
city.
take much.
All right, thanks, Jim. And we thank you for being with us. That's all our time for NBC4 at 6.
Drive carefully and come back and join us at 11. NBC Nightly News is coming up next.
Still getting dandruff? Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo helps eliminate dandruff starting after just one use. T-Gel Shampoo. It works. Neutrogena.
Glade Holiday Candles invite you into the world of Thomas Kincaid. Presenting the Glade Thomas Kincaid Collection with 3 new collectible candles. Visit GladeCandles.com for a chance to win a room makeover.
Lucas Furs. We are closing our doors forever. Save 40 to 70% off. Plus take an additional 10% off our entire $5 million inventory. Liquidation priced mink, beaver, fox, coyote, and more. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Financing available. Our $5 million inventory of furs, shearlings, and leathers for men and women, petite to plus sizes. Save 40 to 70% off. Plus take an additional 10% off. Shop now for the largest selection during this gigantic fur liquidation. Ending soon.
We wish you a happy Honda Day. We wish you a happy Honda Day. We wish you a happy Honda Day for a happier new year.
Tis the time to see the 2006 Honda Pilot. It's spacious, it's comfortable, and even better, it's the most fuel-efficient 8-passenger SUV. Don't wait too long. Lease a Honda Pilot for $259 a month with a total drive-off of $1,500 for well-qualified customers.
Happy Honda Days!
Unwrap all the flavor of the holidays right now at O'Charlie's with our new 12-ounce horseradish blue cheese sirloin. Lemon artichoke chicken, topped with sautéed artichokes and served on smashed potatoes. And O'Charlie's famous sweet and tangy chipotle grilled salmon with salad, side item, and freshly baked rolls. So for every mood and any occasion, unwrap the flavor of the holidays at O'Charlie's for as little as $10.99. And for everyone on your shopping list, remember to buy your O'Charlie's gift cards today.
Dirt Devil took America's best-selling broom vac and gave it a new beat. With a long battery life and more suction, you can sweep, then vac to clean in double time. And with 9 fresh color options, you can get one to match the rhythm of your life. The Dirt Devil Broom Vac, how you fight dirty.